Hey, YouTube. Give some people some time to get in here. One or two people. Just a little bit of people to get time to get in here. Of course, I'm just randomly going live because I'm random. But I promised someone, new subscriber, that I was going to explain the Nigerian tourist visa process that I went through to get my visa to go to Nigeria. It's not as simple as the embassy website makes it seem. So, not since October of 2017. So, first of all, if you plan to travel to Nigeria, get your plane tickets where they can be refundable or they can be changed, like you can reschedule your flight just in case, because I didn't do that thinking that I could just get my visa, just get my stuff and go. No. See, when I went to Kenya, the visa process was very easy. You just went online. They had an online e-visa or something like it's what it was called, an e-visa, electronic visa. And it only took a couple of days to come. And you filled the paperwork, the application out online, sent your little passport photo on a file, and it took a couple of days for that visa to come. So I was thinking, oh, Nigeria might be the same. And the website, the embassy website, didn't say one of the major details on the page where the list is. You go to the Nigerian embassy website, which is it's HTTPS, and then the / is portal.immigration.gov.ng, and that's the Nigerian visas. And then you would do / pages / visa guidelines, one word together. That's where you go. Don't go to any other websites. Don't go to any scammer websites. Don't go to anything that tells you, oh, you get your visa in 2 days. Oh, you get your visa in 3 days. Nothing like that. They're all fake. They're all scam websites. Don't go to anything but the embassy. And the embassy website takes you to the actual application website, which is OIS. That's the only Nigerian visa application. So when you're filling it out, but when you go to the embassy website, this is what it says there. It says for tourist / visitor visa, you need a passport valid for at least 6 months, completed visa application form, which you go on the OIS website and fill that out, and you print that and you mail that to the address that it says on the form. Then you need 2 recent passport size photos. Where with those, I went to Rite Aid, CVS, go to one of those places. But they're $15 now. In the post office, it's just $15 where you get your passports made. So you might as well just get the pictures done at the post office because they're the same price now. They used to be cheaper, but no, CVS and Rite Aid pharmacy are the same price as the post office for the passport photos now. And then you get a letter of invitation from a company or host in Nigeria accepting immigration responsibility. I got a letter from my fiance. And he got the format online. He looked it up and got it they have all kind of formats of letters of invitation. And you can look up a letter invitation to go to Nigeria and just copy that format, get him to copy that format. And I also had to have the picture of his, that part was on some other part. It's not even saying that on here right now. But I had to have the front page of his passport to send to them as well. Copy of it, a copy of the front page of your host or person inviting you's passport to send to them as well. Visitors, tourists are required to show evidence of sufficient funds. Make sure nobody's in here. Okay, nobody's in here yet. I'm on really early compared to when I am usually on. But yeah, you got to have proof of sufficient funds. I just did this live just in case anybody had questions while I was doing this. But I was just going to record it and put it up, but did it live in case people actually came in here and had questions. But I haven't been live in a long time. So, and then I know YouTube doesn't always send notifications. But if y'all watching, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up this video and comment below if you have questions that I didn't answer here or that you can't find on the immigration website of the U.S. visa process only, because that's all I did was for me. But yeah, for the sufficient funds, what I did was show the page of online. I printed that page, the web page, to show my account balance and my bank account. And I also printed my latest bank statement, and I marked out with permanent marker all the transactions. I just let them see how much was actually in the bank at the time of the statement. but I sent all the pages, but I blacked out with permanent marker all the transactions because that's not really their business. What you bought or what you spent your money on. They just want to know how much money you get and how much money goes in there or whatever, just to make sure you have enough money to cover your stay while you're in Nigeria. And then you need Nigerian Immigration Service visa payment receipt and acknowledgement receipt. You get that after you fill out the OIS application. You got to make sure you print those out when you print the application out. So make sure you print those out when you print the application out. And also, it's not listed on there, but I think this other stuff I've said is on the actual application website when you fill the application out, like the host passport page. Also, I needed, what else did I need? I needed something else that was not listed. I'm trying to think. Oh, my airline, your itinerary, and your the itinerary to show that when you're going and when you're coming back, just to show you purchase a round trip ticket, that you don't intend to stay in Nigeria. You're just actually visiting, like you said, you're getting the visitor visa. So make sure you have a copy of your airline itinerary. So I had all that, and I went to the website and filled it out. And then once you go to the website and fill it out, that's where the fees are. Let's see. And it's the oisservices.com. www.oisservices.com. That's the only website to fill out your visa application for Nigeria. Do not go to any frauds. Do not go just to any fake thing. So then you would pick the location. The visa locations here, you got Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, New York, and Atlanta. Those are the 4 visa locations in the U.S. Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, New York, and Atlanta. Oh, and Houston. So they have 5 visa locations in the U.S. where you can go. So you would pick which location is closest to you. So you would select, I'm selecting Washington, D.C. from the drop down. And then you would go to visas and select the minor. They have minor tourist visa, minor visitor visa, whichever one. They should be the same thing though. And then you go to the application portal. And then and that takes you back to immigration, not the Nigeria Immigration Service. And you will click Start Application. But you got to select your country. Processing country, of course, United States. Okay. And then it tells you all this stuff about fraud and watch out for fraud websites and all this stuff. Then Start Application. Knowledge. And then this is where you start the application, and it should tell you the fees. That's what I'm trying to look for. I know I paid $160, but I got the multiple entry visa because that was the best buy, because I think it was the same price. Here's the visa application guidelines page, which is the embassy page. Down below at the bottom, it tells you the rates for your countries for the visa. So the U.S. rates are, let's see, United States, it is for single entry 160, multiple entry for 1 year 160, multiple entry for 2 years 160, multiple entry for 5 years not applicable for US. And then so it was 160. So that's what I had to pay to get the multiple entry, because it's the same price as the single entry, so you might as well get the multiple entry even if you don't go multiple times. Why not, just in case you decide to go multiple times? So that's what I did. You pay that fee online through credit card, debit, whatever, or you can take a check with you, I think, to the embassy because that's the other thing I'm about to tell you that the website does not tell you. You get once you complete the application, you get an interview date. So whatever location you picked, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, New York, whatever location you picked as you was filling out the application, that's where your interview is going to be. You have to go to this location. You can't do anything. Even though you mail your stuff off, mail your application off, you still have to go in person. Since October 2017, this has been the rule that you have to do biometrics, which you have to go. And I didn't know that, so I made a big mistake. So I'm trying to help y'all not to make the same mistake I made, because I bought my ticket and it was non-refundable, non-changeable, and I didn't realize that I had to go to which was closest to me or quickest for me was Washington, D.C. Atlanta's close too, but Washington, D.C., I wanted to be closer, like somewhere that might get it processed faster because it's D.C. The processing time is 10 business days, up to 10 business days. I went, like, when I had exactly 10 business days to my trip, maybe 12. I think I had 12, no, about 11 business days to I was pushing it. I was pushing it, people. Now, the Atlanta processing time says 5 to 10 business days, but I think the DC says 10 business days. So I was bagging those people, because when I first found out, because they called me because I put the application in, they were like, well, when are you coming for your interview? I'm like, coming. I sent my application. They were like, no, but you have to come in person as well. I said, I have to. There's no way around it. No, you have to go in person. So you need to plan for 2 trips. A trip to the embassy to get your travel visa, and your trip to Nigeria you're already paying for. But you need to make sure you have enough to pay to fly if you don't live close to Los Angeles, Atlanta, Houston, or New York, or DC. If you don't live close to those locations, you better make sure you have enough money to fly to one of those spots. One of those 5 spots you have to go. There's no way around it. No ifs, ands, or buts. No way around it. I was mad. I got smart with them and I hung up. And then I still had to go see the same woman. I was going to go to Atlanta, but that was just too complicated. My brother works for Delta, so I got lucky and got a buddy pass, got the cheap ticket, flew out the same day, went up there, because if you get an interview date when you fill the application out. But if you can go a different time other than that date they give you, you can go on the OIS website and pick your interview date and day. And when I went, it wasn't really backed up, because any date I wanted, I could pick. And any time I wanted, I could pick. It was open. But when I actually got to the office, it was crowded in that office. But I sat there, and I was fine. I sat there maybe about an hour, and then they took me up. The same woman I had got smart with, I had to be apologetic to, but she was just laughing. She knew. Her name was Ama, A-M-A. If you get her, she's pretty cool. She's good. She'll get you in there and out. And she's a very nice lady. Even though I was a jerk when I first called, I said, I apologize for being a jerk, but I just didn't understand why I had to come, and then I didn't got these non-refundable tickets, and I was going to lose all that money I paid because I couldn't get the visa. And I called them people. And so you make sure when you go to the visa place, the one in Washington, D.C., there's a post office down the street. Don't go to the other post office. It's like around the corner and down the street. It's Asian people that work at that post office. The woman was very rude, and she told me, oh, we don't postmark envelopes before they have stuff in them. We don't postmark prepaid flat rate overnight envelopes. But when I got to the OIS, the guy was like, no, just go to the post office right up the hill in this plaza, and they know what you're talking about, and they'll go on and put the postage on. You pay for the postage, and they'll put it on there. The postage was about maybe $13 for the postage, and then you have a fee for the OIS for them to process your application, which I think was $95 that you have to pay when you go for your interview. So you really gotta be prepared to spend some money if you're going to Nigeria, because you're gonna pay. I paid like $1,300 for my plane round trip ticket, something like that. 12 something, almost $1,300 for my round trip ticket, and then for the buddy pass, luckily, was 167 round trip to go to DC and back, the same like 2 days, one night, and I came back the next night. But that's because it was a buddy pass. Now you need to plan ahead if you're going to go to the locations, because then your ticket's not going to be that cheap unless you can get a buddy pass. So make sure that you plan ahead if you're going to go get your visa. And then it says you can only don't apply for the visa up to 2 months before your trip. Anything past 2 months, they say don't do that. Do it like 2 months before your trip, but it's going to take you 10 business days possibly to get it. So be prepared. Don't get a non-refundable, non-changeable airline ticket. Do not do that. I was in a bind. I was in a serious bind, but it all worked out for me. But I was in a bad bind at first because I got that non-refundable, non-changeable ticket that I got through Priceline. Don't use Priceline. They don't work with you. They don't budge. They suck. And they give you the worst layovers and the worst times ever. Don't use Priceline. That was my first time using them and my last. Never again. They don't do customer service. Then the airline can't even help you because Priceline has it on lock. Don't do Priceline. They suck. They suck. Their customer service sucks. They're rude. They hang up on you. They don't care. Once they got your money, they're done with you. Once they got your money, Priceline is done with you. Don't use them. Never again. I told them they lost a frequent traveler. They didn't care. They don't care. They just got your money. They don't have to care if they get your money ever again. So don't fool with Priceline.com. Don't do it. Especially if you're going to Nigeria, because it's not good. You can't change your ticket. You can't get a refund. You can't do nothing. You're going to be stuck with either losing your money because they ain't going to give it back to you and they won't let you. You can't reschedule. They'll take it. That's what they kept telling me. Oh, well. I'm like, oh, no. But luckily, after my interview, I just kept telling them it's very important. My trip is in like 12 days, 11 days. I need it, please, please, because you have to wait for it to come back to you in the mail. So I was checking the website every day. You could check the status of the visa, check the status. I was checking it every day, the OIS website, and it would tell you each step that it was going through. And then it finally got processed, and I called the woman. I was like, is my visa coming? Is it coming? I need it. And it came maybe that Friday before I was leaving. I was leaving that Tuesday of the next week, and it came that Friday, and I was so happy that it came. Y'all just don't know, because I did not want to lose that money. I paid for that airline ticket. I did not want to lose that money. So yeah, be prepared. And that's my story about it. And then those pictures that you take at Rite Aid or wherever you take, the 2 passport size pictures don't mean anything, but they asked you to take them. You have to take them and send them with your application. But when you get there, you take another picture anyway, and the picture that you take goes on the visa. So make sure you're looking cute if you want a cute visa picture, because I was not prepared. It ain't ugly, but I wasn't prepared that they was going to take another picture of me. But that's part of the biometrics. And then they do that fingerprint thing that you usually do at the airport. Put your finger on that electronic thing, and it reads all your fingerprints and all that. So, yeah, that's what you fly all the way to one of those 5 locations for. Is for your fingerprints and a photo. That's it. And to pay the little $95, I think it was $95, but check the OIS website, but I think it was another $95 fee on top of the $160 application. So, yeah, you're going to spend some money if you want to go to Nigeria. It was worth it. I had a good time, but it wasn't worth the stress of planning it before, because I didn't know this, because the embassy website does not say that you have to go in person. You see it come up as interview, but you think, okay, I don't have to go to an interview if I don't live close. No, you mail that stuff off and you still have to go to the interview. So yeah, don't be caught unaware like me. That's why I had that 24 hours in Washington, D.C. travel vlog. That's what I was doing in Washington, D.C. I was going to the OIS. So that's why I had that 24 hours. And if you ain't see it, you can go back and watch it in Washington, D.C. travel vlog, because I had no choice. If I didn't go to D.C., I was going to lose all that money I paid for that trip. So be prepared, people. They don't make it easy for us Americans, because we don't make it easy for them to come here. So I guess somebody's getting us back. I don't know. They getting us back. They don't make it easy for us. You're going to spend some money. Oh. But I hope y'all got the information you needed. If you got any more questions about the U.S. citizen getting the travel visa to Nigeria, leave questions in the comments, because nobody really caught me live. So somebody did. Somebody caught me live. But leave questions and comments below, and I'll answer what I can answer for you. And that's it. And I stayed in the Airbnb, so that was pretty nice. If you want to get questions about the Airbnb or how much I paid for that, and ask me in the comments below. But that's the information that I have. And if you don't have a host or a guest, I think you just give your hotel information and you show your reservations, like for how long your reservations are and where you're staying in the hotel. Because I don't think you have to have a host to be able to get a tourist visa. Maybe the hotel acts as your host. I don't know how that goes if you don't have an actual person there to be a host. But maybe the hotel acts as your host. I don't know. But you can, I think you can visit Nigeria without having an actual person there that's a host. But you got to have somewhere where you're staying and show reservations and show the paperwork. So that's the visa process. I hope y'all will be prepared, because I was unprepared when I went, but I still got to go. It all came through and worked out for me. But yeah, you got to really be prepared if you want to go to Nigeria. It's a extended, expensive process. Now, thank y'all for watching. Please thumbs up the video, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below with any questions. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.